All right, let's get going. Part, so welcome to, I'm thinking about the move of the week and my brain is like looking over at our sheet there and my brain is confused. We'll talk about the move of the week in a moment. If you're new, I'll let you know what that is. But in any case, welcome to our Grow with GoGo chair yoga class. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. So just anything that you need done in or around your house. And you can access all of this by calling one number, and that phone number is 1-855-464-6872. We also have a referral program. So if you go to the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there is a code. If you give that code to your friend, once they've taken their first service with GoGo, you will both receive $30 in credit. So a pretty big win-win. It used to be $10, so a big change. So if you know someone who would benefit from GoGo, give them that code. We also have a Facebook group. So if you go to our Facebook page, you can see how other GoGo members are using GoGo or connect with other GoGo members. So just a nice way to continue the conversation online. So we'll share a link to our Facebook page in the chat if you want to go check it out. All right, if we haven't met, I'm Aedra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. What do you need today? So all you need is a chair. For this class, we're primarily seated. For our functional fitness class, we are standing. We're doing a lot more physical, challenging activity, but today all you need is a chair and your body. I like a sturdy chair with no armrests. But if all you have is something with armrests, that's fine. If all you have is a wheelie chair, that's fine. Just make sure that you feel safe and that you're not going to fall off your chair. That's the most important thing. So sturdiness and safety is the most important. You know, if we're leaning side to side, we don't want the chair to tip. Okay, so we have a move of the week, and since I was on vacation, I'm looking at my list of what the move of the week was, and it's gotten, I think, a little mixed up.
Shoulder rolls?
Yes, that is right. Shoulder rolls. Good job. Oh my gosh, Margaret, good job. Because I have, I think since I missed the functional fitness, there's something funny in my writing here. But Margaret, awesome work. Did you do some shoulder rolls? Yeah? Great. Okay, so I'm gonna cross off the shoulder roll. And you'll get a new move today. With this new move, you'll have to hold on to it for a little bit longer because next week on Wednesday will be functional fitness. And then it'll be yoga. All right, I'm gonna take off my sweater and we'll get moving. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Here in a moment, my screen should pop up as your big one. If for some reason it didn't just do that for you now, what you're gonna have to do is adjust your settings. We can't override your settings. So what you will do is move your cursor to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, and a box will pop up that says View. You want to pick Speaker View if you want to see me nice and big. Or you can pick Gallery View if you want to see everybody else. I'm just gonna adjust my mic here for a second. There we go, very good. Okay. Oh, all right, let's have a seat. If you're not already seated, plant those feet firmly on the ground and begin to take some circles with your torso. Go ahead and circle the other way. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So please listen to your body. Take breaks when you need them. Modify if you'd like. Really make this work for you today. So everything I say is a suggestion. Let's go ahead and come to center. We'll inhale, bring the chest forward and the elbows back, lifting your gaze to where the wall meets the ceiling. And then exhale, round your back, drop your chin to your chest, tuck your tail, and now your gaze is moving towards your belly button. So we inhale, chest lifts, we look up, elbows go back, and then exhale, arms can reach forward, hands towards the knees as you round your spine. So seated cat-cow, keep going at your own pace. Don't worry about my speed or anybody else's speed. Move at whatever pace feels good. And coming back to center, sitting tall. Let's do our move of the week from last time, shoulder rolls. Let's do some shoulder rolls forward. And some shoulder rolls back. Let the shoulders relax. Let's lengthen the back of the neck, almost like you're dropping your chin a little bit and trying to find a little bit of length along the back of the neck. Keep some of that length along the back of the neck and begin to rotate your head no. So you're turning the head right and left. And then nod the head yes, looking up and down. And back to center. Let's bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. So side stretch of the neck. Your ear is not actually touching your shoulder. You're just moving in that direction. So it's called a lateral flexion or a side bend. And then other ear to shoulder. So left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, it's just in that direction. They're not going to touch. You want the shoulders nice and relaxed, nice and soft. Going back to the first side, right ear to right shoulder, feel free to stay here. Or if you'd like, you'll start to reach your left fingertips down towards the ground. So taking the hand off of your lap and just reaching it downward. So reaching those left fingertips down should increase some of that stretch along the side of the neck. And then bring the head back to center, hand back to your lap, switch sides. Other ear to shoulder. Now, right fingertips can reach down. And you're only adding this if it feels good. So if reaching those fingertips downward does not feel nice, then don't do it. Everything I'm saying is a suggestion. It's an offering. You can take it or leave it. Make this work for your body today. Oftentimes we can do something but back off. So if you're feeling like it's too intense, you can make a smaller side bend and still get a lot of benefit. All right, back to center. We're going to do a few more stretches of the neck here. So before we go into our next stretch, I want us to remember this head rotation. So from this position, just do a few rotating head no. So just looking right and left. So this is this rotation motion. What we're going to do here in a moment is add the rotation to our side bend of the neck. So we remember what rotating is. We're going to be in a different orientation, so it's going to feel different. We'll move that right ear towards the right shoulder, just like we did before. Maybe keep it pretty soft. Now, we're going to add that head rotation while maintaining the side bend. So that means the chin is going to move slightly towards the right shoulder, and then you're going to rotate your gaze and look slightly up towards the ceiling. You might not make it that high up, and that's fine. So we're rotating the head no while we're in the side bend. If you need to bring your head back to center to figure that out, find that rotation and then bring your head back to the side bend, totally fine. And, as always, everything I say is a suggestion, so you can always go back to an earlier variation if that feels better for you. All right, let's bring that head back to center. Do a few shoulder rolls, and we'll go to the other side. So left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, I'm mirroring you. And we add that rotation. So it's as if you're shaking your head no, but suddenly we're in this side bend. So your chin will sort of move towards the left shoulder, and then your chin will move a little bit towards the ceiling. So just rotating no. Jaw is relaxed. You might notice how this side feels different from the other side. Great. And let's bring the head back to center. A couple shoulder rolls forward. Couple shoulder rolls back. All right, we're gonna do one more neck stretch today. So just a lot of neck stretching today. I'm gonna come a little closer so that you can see a little better for this. So we're gonna stretch this muscle called the platysmus, and it's here in the front of the neck. I find that using our hands is really helpful, and hands on skin can really help as well. So I'm just gonna show you that. You don't have to do that. So you're gonna place your hands sort of at the base of the neck and then pull downward. So it's almost like I'm making this shape with my hands, placing it at the base of my neck, and then I'm pulling down. So I'm pulling on the skin. From there, we're going to lift the chin towards the ceiling, trying to keep that tension. I'll give you a little side view as well. You can stay there, or if you want more, you're going to take your chin and move your bottom teeth forward. So I'll show that from the side. So we pull downward and then lift the chin up, and then those bottom teeth can move forward. You can stay there, or you can add a little rotation of the head. Good, and then head back to center, release. So hopefully that gave you a little stretch in the front of the neck. That might be new and different for you. All right, let's move on to other body parts. Let's go ahead and inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms lower back down. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, arms lower down. Next time your arms are up, we'll stay. So inhale, circle arms out and up, stay up. Let's grab the right wrist with the left hand. So I'm mirroring you. So we're grabbing that right wrist with the left hand and we're going to a side bend to the left. So we're stretching that right side body. Bring yourself back to center and we'll switch. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, side bend to the right. Now we're stretching that left side body. And back to center. Arms are up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend your elbows, make a W shape with your arms so the hands are by the shoulders. We inhale, stretch the hands up towards the ceiling, straighten those elbows. Exhale, bend the elbows, make that W shape. If you'd like, you can add your hands. So as you inhale, spread your fingers wide, open up the hands. And then exhale, make fists as you move your arms into that W shape. Keep going. Let's do one more. All right, let's go into that W shape for a moment. Relax the hands and then bring the hands out to this side. It's almost like you're doing a what sort of pose, but the shoulders are relaxed. Let's move those hands down until your elbows are bent 90 degrees, approximately. So it's like you have two plates in your hands and you don't want to drop the plates. So the plates are parallel to the earth. From there, you're going to start to reach those thumbs even further back or those hands further out to the side without changing the bend of the elbows. So the bend of the elbows stays the same. We'll hold here for a few breaths. So we're doing a nice external rotation or outward rotation of the arm in the shoulder socket. I say a lot of anatomical terms, and sometimes it's interesting to know them, and sometimes it's just better to let them wash over you. So if it feels like too much when I say external rotation and explain what it means, just let it go. Just get into the position, feel the stretch, notice what that feels like, and you can let the words sort of wash over you. Let's reach those arms out to the side now into a T position. We're moving into internal rotation now. So now the palms will face forward for a moment, then down, then back. So the thumbs are now downward, the palms are back. From here, we're going to bring the hands behind the back. I'm just standing up and turning so you can see what this looks like. Your hands can be in lots of different places. They can be low, middle, or high. So you find whatever position works for you, finding that internal rotation. Couple of deep breaths. And letting that go. Shake out those arms. Let's go into some more cat-cow, but add our arms. We inhale, open up the chest, arms reach back. And then exhale, round your back, give yourself a hug, wrap your arms around your body. Couple of times. Find that breath. Make your way back to center, release those arms, shoulder rolls forward, and shoulder rolls back. Allow the shoulders to relax. Let's bend the elbows 90 degrees, and we're going to bring that right elbow over the left. And we have a couple of options. I'm going to give you a couple views. I know my shirt's kind of hard to see. So we're bringing one elbow over the other. You can have your hands separated. You can bring your hands together, or you can hug yourself. So any of those options work. From here, we're adding a little twist of the spine. So keeping the arms, whatever variation you like. We inhale, twist the spine one way. Either way is fine. And then exhale, twist the spine the other way. Keep going. Come to center, pause for a breath. And then we switch which elbow is on top. So have a look at which arm is on top, release and switch other elbow on top. Again, your hands can be separated. You can give yourself a hug, or you can let your hands touch. It doesn't matter. Find what feels good for your body today. These would be called eagle arms. Shoulders move away from the ears. The elbows are trying to be about shoulder height. And we add the twist again. We inhale, twist one way. And exhale, twist the other way. come to center, pause for an extra breath. And release those arms. Couple shoulder rolls forward. Couple shoulder rolls back. And one more stretch for the arms before we start to move to those legs. Let's reach that right arm forward and bring the palm to face forward and the fingers down. Then use your left hand to grab the fingers and pull the fingers back. I'll give you a side view. We're just stretching the forearm here. You can always have your hand lower if that feels better on your body. So it doesn't need to be, the arm doesn't need to be parallel to the earth unless that feels nice for you. Great, go ahead and release and we switch sides. So other arm comes forward, palm faces forward, fingers down. Use your other hand to pull the fingers back to stretch that forearm. A few deep breaths. Jaw and neck are trying to be relaxed. Go ahead and let go of your hand. You can shake out those hands if you'd like. Allow the arms to rest and we'll move our attention to our feet. We're moving into some heel raises, some alternating heel raises. So the toes and the ball of the foot stay down. We alternate lifting one heel and then the other off of the ground. You can do this as fast or as slow as you would like. Feel free to continue like this, or we'll start to march. So you'll lift the foot completely off the ground. Now, yes, there's movement in the ankle, but more movement is happening at the hip, where it's that leg bone moving in the hip socket. So we're lifting and lowering the leg or the knee. Let's go ahead and lift one foot off the ground. Hold. If you want to, you can grab a hold underneath the thigh. I'll give you a view of this, but you don't have to do this. So you can use your hands to grab a hold under the thigh, just for some support. And then we'll circle the ankle. And circle the other way. Relax the foot, release the leg, and we'll lift the other leg. So lifting the other leg, again, if you want, you can wrap your hands underneath your thigh, behind your knee to hold on to your leg. You don't have to, it's just there if you want it. And then circle the ankle. And circle the other way. And relax the foot, release the leg down. Let's now go ahead and stretch that right leg forward in front of you. I'm giving you a side view. You don't need to move sideways. It's just so you can see better. So now our right leg is straight and our left leg is bent. So the left leg is staying where it is. We'll point and flex through this right foot. So we'll point those right toes down, bring the ball of the foot towards the ground, and then we'll flex the foot, dorsiflex, toes up towards the ceiling. So point and flex your foot. Your knee can bend and straighten as you do this if that is more comfortable. Just depends on your shoes, likely. So if you're in socks on hardwood like me, you can usually keep the knees straight. But if you're in sneakers and on hardwood, you'll probably end up doing this, what I'm showing now, where the knee bends when you flex the foot and the knee straightens when you point. All right, so it just depends on your environment. But what's important here is that you're moving through the ankle. Next time those toes are up towards the ceiling, go ahead and pause. We're moving into a stretch. Let's go ahead and start to very slowly lean forward until you feel a stretch along the back of that leg. Think about the hinge happening at the pelvis or the hip. So think your pelvis is rolling over your thigh more than your spine is changing shape. So we're trying to keep the spine relatively still to begin. Maybe you're starting to brace yourself on your leg, so your hands are resting on that left thigh. Or, if you'd like, maybe that left forearm or right forearm. Find the left thigh. Or maybe your right hand finds your right knee or your shin as you hold the stretch. If you'd like, go ahead and let your head go. So you're going to let your back round just a little bit and your head will drop, and that will give you more stretch along that whole back body. Our head is pretty heavy, so you'll definitely feel a stretch change. Probably feel it along the backs of the legs. Let your jaw soften. Go ahead and lift yourself back up. Rebend that right knee. Gently windshield wiper side to side. And we'll find the second side. So left leg straightens out. We're sitting tall and we're moving through the ankle. So point and flex that left foot. So toes reach towards the ground and then toes reach towards the ceiling. Next time your toes are up towards the ceiling, go ahead and pause. And we'll slowly start to make our way into the stretch. So we'll begin to bend the elbows, hinging the torso forward. Maybe that's as far as you want to go. If you'd like, maybe you bend the elbows a little more. Or maybe you bring your right forearm to your right thigh or your left forearm. Or maybe your left hand reaches towards your knee or shin. Head can stay lifted, or you can let the head drop and you can let your body round. It can be really interesting to feel the stretch, lift the head and look forward, and then drop the head again and notice how much tension is in that head, and how what's happening at your head and neck can really affect what's happening in the backs of the legs. Go ahead and start to lift yourself back up. Rebend the knee. And gently windshield wiper those knees side to side. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move to our standing part of class. We only stand for a couple of minutes, so if standing is not for you, please stay. Stay in your seat, do a few stretches. You could do some cat-cow, or maybe you repeat the stretches we just did. Find something that feels good, and we'll be seated again in a few minutes. If you are up for standing, go ahead and come on up and find something that you can use for support, balance support. So I'm going to stand behind my chair. I'll stay sideways just so you can see well. If you can't get behind your chair, find a wall, find a table, just something that you can hold on to. Let's let our feet point forward. Let our feet be maybe 4 to 6 inches apart. Allow it to be comfortable. All 10 toes face forward. So we're trying to let those feet be parallel. Let the arms rest by your side. Let the jaw relax. You can keep your eyes closed or open. If you have balance difficulties, keep your eyes open. We're going to let the body rock forward and back. So you're gonna let the body rock forward into the toes. You might feel your toes scrunch a little bit. And let the body rock back into the heels. You might feel the toes lift when you do that. So without bending at the waist or at the spine or at the hips, so it's as if our whole body is stiff except for at our ankles. So the ankles are allowing the body to come forward and then allowing the body to go back. And then come to center, and we go side to side. I'll give you a front view of that. So you're gonna let your whole body, again, the motions at the ankles go to one side, and then the whole body go to the other side. It's like this wild lean. Again, feel free to have your eyes closed, but if balance is difficult, please keep your eyes open. And then always know that you can grab on if you lose your balance. And center. And now try and find even weight. Front to back, right to left. Press down into the feet. Feel the spine lengthen. And pause for a few moments. Maybe let your palms flip to face forward. This is mountain pose. Tall standing. Then we'll move into a chair's pose. So if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. Bend your knees, hips go back. Feel free to hold on to your chair. So now there's going to be more weight back into the heels. So I'd like you to try and find that. So earlier when we were standing, we were even weight front to back. Now I want you to think more weight back into the heels. Maybe 60 or 70% of the weight is back into the heels, maybe even 80. So the toes can wiggle, but the balls of the feet are still down. Feel free to keep holding onto your chair, or if you'd like, arms could reach forward in front of you, or even up so that they're alongside the rest of your body. 2 more deep breaths, whatever variation you're choosing. And then straighten out those legs, hands find your chair. Let's step the right foot back behind us. We're stepping it back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back. But whatever you choose, make sure the back heel is on the ground. So both feet are flat on the ground. All 10 toes are facing forward, and then we bend the front knee. So front knee is bent, back leg is straight. You can think about your feet being on railroad tracks. So you're not standing on a tightrope. That would be really hard on your balance. We're looking for some kind of calf stretch. Sometimes we also feel a front of the hips stretch. Go ahead and step forward and we switch sides. So left foot steps back, 1 to 3 feet back, up to you. All 10 toes face forward. Both heels are grounded, especially that back heel. And then we bend the front knee. Back leg stays straight. All right, let's step forward. Let's do one more standing stretch. Hands on your chair, or on your wall, or on your table. You'll walk yourself back, upside down L pose or chair dog. You're walking those feet back until your ankles are underneath your hips. Your spine is long. Jaw is relaxed. Knees can be bent. Your torso can also be slightly lifted. So figure out what you need to do to make this workable, feasible on your body. So knees bent or torso lifted, totally fine. 3 more breaths. And go ahead and lift yourself back up and come to stand. All right, let's come back to our seat. Finding your seat, there's no rush. But once you're there, go into some circles with the torso, just like we did right at the start of class. And other way. Come to center. All right, let's finish up the way we often do. Figure four. You'll take that right ankle, give you lots of options, and you can cross that right ankle over the left ankle. And then you'll let your knee open out to the side. So the whole point here is to get this rotation in the thigh, in the hip. That's option one. Another option would be to put your foot up onto something. So you could put it up onto a stool or a pillow or some blocks or a coffee table. So that's getting you a little bit higher, going to give you a little bit more stretch. So that's another option. And then you could also take your foot all the way up to your thigh. So you can see that there's that progression, right? You start at the bottom, maybe you move up a little bit. One day you come up even higher. If you're really close to getting your ankle over your thigh, but not quite, sit onto something higher. You could sit up onto the armrest of your couch if that's higher. So mine is higher than my chair. As long as you feel steady, right? It is a smaller, it's not quite as deep. You could also sit up on a stool or grab some pillows or a textbook and sit up on that. Find whatever variation you want. And then we'll slowly let the body lean forward. If you get a lot of stretch sitting tall, stay there. If you want a little more, then you're just going to very gradually allow your torso to come forward. Now, as you allow your torso to come forward, think about reaching your tail towards the wall behind you. So don't let your tail tuck under you. So if you let your tail tuck under, you're going to lose a lot of the stretch. So instead, I want you to think tail reaches back or even up. Tail can't reach to the ceiling, but if you want to think about trying to rotate your pelvis or move your pelvis in a way to try and get that tail to reach towards the ceiling, that will give you more stretch here in the hip region, the outer hip glute. Two more deep breaths. Go ahead and come on up. Gently under your legs, whatever variation you had. You can shake it out. And we'll find our second side. So left ankle can cross over the right. Let the knee open out to the side. Or start to lift the foot a little bit higher. Maybe it's like half of your shin height. And maybe it will be propped up onto some blocks, a pillow, your coffee table, whatever you have, anything to lift the leg up, maybe a box, a footstool, something to get you a little bit higher. Or you're bringing the ankle over the thigh, and same option here. You can sit up onto something higher for more support. It's also okay for your knee to be up higher, right? Eventually, with time, the knee will start to drop down. All right, so same thing here. Whatever variation you're in, you're going to start to lean forward. But as you lean forward, think about your tailbone trying to reach back behind you, towards the wall behind you, or even so far as going towards the ceiling, but making sure that it goes towards the wall behind you first as it goes towards the ceiling. I'm going to give you a side view of what I'm talking about. So one thing that we could do, so what I'm trying to say is tail reaches, oh, it's hard with this straight. The tail is trying to reach up towards the ceiling versus what I sometimes see is this curve of the spine to come forward. You lose a lot of stretch if you're in this sort of cat pose, this rounded Halloween cat. What we're thinking is cow spine almost. Tail reaches back and up as you lean forward to give you more stretch. One more breath here. Go ahead and come on up, release the legs, shake them out. All right, sitting nice and tall. Let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. We'll do a few of these. Exhale, palms touch, hands lower towards the chest. Again, we inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, palms touch, hands towards the chest. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, hands towards the chest. Pause there when you make it there. And then let one hand rest on your chest and one on your abdomen. If you don't like that, you could do two hands on the chest instead. Close the eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. And feel your breath. So you might be able to feel the movement of your breath beneath your palms. And then bring those palms to touch once again. Thumbs rest on your sternum. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining. Pleasure as always. Our move of the week, because it's Wednesday, is ankle circles. So we did a bunch of ankle motion today. So ankle circles. So whenever you get a chance and you're sitting, go ahead and circle those ankles, move them around. So I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. I highly recommend you do the same and try and do it every day. All right. We have a couple of minutes if anyone has any questions. Generally questions about class, so our yoga or a functional fitness class. If you have GoGo specific questions, the best thing to do is reach out directly to GoGo. I don't usually have the answers to those questions.
Good morning, Aedra.
Good morning, Carol.
I just wanted to comment. You must have known how much I needed these shoulder exercises. I've been doing a lot of knitting lately, and I've been in the position of basically like you would be if you were looking on your cell phone and texting. And my neck, the back of my neck has gotten real sore and stiff, and that has really helped. So I'm going to have to repeat these exercises for the next week or so just to try to
Awesome.
get rid of the pain I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad it was good. It was good for me too. My neck was feeling really stiff. So that's why we did that today. So I'm glad it was good for you too.
Oh, very beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carol, I love the Bernie.
The burning hurts me too much to love it.
I'm seeing lots of nice things here in the chat. Thanks, Annette. Yep, no problem. Yeah, if anyone needs to leave, just you can leave. No stress at all. You don't have to stick around. Elizabeth saying neck stretches were needed. Yep. Miss Chloe saying felt great in my body. And sending blessings to everyone in peace. Thanks, everybody. Any other comments, questions? And you can unmute yourself.
See you later. God bless. See you later.
Bye, Chloe.
Bye-bye, beautiful.
Oh, awesome. Linda, first class. Welcome from South Carolina. Awesome. All right. If there are no questions, I'll let you go. We don't have to hang out. So Friday is functional fitness. Otherwise, our next yoga will be next Friday. Yes, our calendar is tricky and confusing, but you get emails letting you know what's happening next. And have a wonderful rest of the week. And I hope to see you Friday or sometime next week. Thanks, everybody.